Hey and hello there everyone! Welcome back to the Dynamax Adventure. We're no longer on strike streams. Still trying to figure out how to... I mean, should I just call them the strike streams? Let me know. Should I just call them the strike streams and just say I call them that because I was on strike, or do we come up with a different name? Again, we're probably gonna be likely only having like 25 more of these, including today or something like that. But nevertheless, let me know what you think. Let's say hi to some people, shall we? I suppose I should also say, can you hear me? Can you see the game? And all that kind of stuff. Can you, like, see stuff? Can you hear stuff? Like, say... Okay, 25 more. That means you can hear me, at least. So there we go. So let's say hi to people. So Lily, hi. And then the other Lily Foxy, hi. Kieran, hi. And Zach, hi. And Kevin, hi. Kieran, hi, and Skywatcher, hi, and I saw Xander, hi. I saw Xander, hi, that just sounds like... Sorry, I saw Xander, comma, hi, H-I, hi. Small Shiny Guy, hi. And then, yeah, there we go. And, yeah. And hopefully we have some other people. But if you haven't, could you please click like on the video if you haven't already. That would be a very lovely, awesome, and wonderful thing. Satella, hi! Welcome. So yeah, let's get together and be alright. Which means let's go into the game and begin doing teams and templates and all that other stuff. But yes, that's thing. Today is simultaneously both Box Xander Day, where the X is used for Box and Xander, so there's only one X. Box Xander Day and Xander's Day Eve. For it is the day after Xander Day, when Xander can play us, but it is also the eve before, like, the real Xander Day, that is Xander's birthday. So wish Xander an early birthday, because we're not going to be able to do it tomorrow. But yeah. Right, anyway. So, hang on, tickets, template, let me just get that in. But yes. So I will just say now, before I forget and I get too caught up in things and start getting caught up in my catchphrases. Anyway, Bark, did somebody say salvage? Happy early birthday, Xander. I hope you have an incredible day, and I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone when we say we really appreciate you and everything you do, both as a player and as a mod. So thank you, and we hope you have a wonderful day and week, because you've got a whole birthday week. And yeah. So, right, let's do this thing. So chat, my lovely chat. Hang on, I'm just gonna... There we go. So my current tickets are for Thunderous, Kartana, and Stakataka. And what I need you to do is I need you to say strike in big capital letters. I can do, and then you're going to let me know who you can do out of Thunderous, Kartana, and or Stakataka. So strike, I can do, and then let me know who you can do out of Thunderous, Kartana, and Stakataka. Ready, set, bow. Let me know. And then we'll get into the game. Right, Kevin and a Sky, and then a Kieran too. I haven't seen the arrow command. I did use it like once the other day, but yeah, generally we kind of roll through quick enough, and there's like not a whole load of chat, but we had like a few messages for the like birthday wishes for Xander, and I didn't want to type the tickets and the template again. So anyway, Bark. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, so if that is... You'll be joining later in the stream. Oh, okay. But let's see what we've got. We've got... okay, so we could have a Kevin and a Sky and a Kieran. Let's see where's the overlap. Is it just Thunderous? Thunderous seems to be the best one, and then we'll figure out Stakataka and Kartana, like, afterwards. Turkey! Hello, welcome. Your birthday is on a Tuesday in September. Ooh, that's cool. But yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. If people have not yet clicked like on the video, now would be a lovely time to do so, as we are warming up and warming in. But let's get our... So, Team 1, Thunderous, we're going to have Kevin, Kieran, and Sky. Kevin, Kieran, Sky. Do-do-do-do-do. Kevin, Kieran, Sky. Ba-do-ba-do-ba-do-do. Hang on, where did... Oh yeah, Kieran's like at the bottom now, because I accidentally... Kieran, Sky, ba-do-ba-do-do, let's do a thunderous do-ba-do-ba-do-do. And then we'll figure out Team 2 and all that stuff afterwards. Okay, so here we go. So Team 1, let's have some thunderous fun, shall we? Okay, so... So on the YCOM, Team 1, please make sure you are connected to the internet, Kevin, Sky, and Kieran. And then we shall get ready with the Thunderous. So we're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. Has everyone got their Wo-Chen? Get your Wo-Chen if you didn't after I reminded everyone yesterday. You guys are going to say anything goes, but I'm going to say Thunderous. Turkey, October. That was like 10 months ago. That was 10 months ago. But I do remember. I do have I do have a recollection. You are Jacob in game, but with the U instead of an O. I didn't remember that. That was just on the spreadsheet. But I do remember that. I do remember the name Turkey. So, but wow, has it really been since October? That's wild. That was 10 months ago. Like if we were writing today's date in the British way, it would be the 8th of October. It would be October now. That's how, you know, the date is. That's how far back that is. That doesn't make sense. Okay. So on the YCOM, let's get our code up. Let's go 0810 and then 0208. Sorry. 0810 0208. So like 81028 kind of thing. Who's gonna show up next? Neo. That's like, we haven't seen Neo in such a long time. Such a long time. The whole Neoing thing. That's the thing, we haven't done Neoing for a long time. Just because like the list of available Pokemon is like so slim now. Like Neoing is just a harder and harder thing to do. So Kevin, Kieran, Sky. Ba-do-ba-do-do. The Snail Goober. Right. Okay, so you guys know Thunderous. I don't need to do, like, the full explanation, but I might need to belch off mic. Hang on. Or hiccup, I'm not sure. But no, you guys know Thunderous. Rock and Ice types are super effective, so they're, like, what's best. But because that's very limiting, we may need to use Ground types, which are brilliant defensively. Volt Absorb and Lightning Rod Pokemon, which are brilliant. So like Voltorb and Lanturn Voltorb and Lanturn are okay, but it's Cantonian, Raichu, and Manectric. That's where like the yellow brick road lies. And then we've got the electric resistant trio of Dragon, Grass, and other electric types. And then watch out for like its Sludge Wave, its Rain Dance, and Weather Ball, and its Rain Dance and Thunder. And if we change the weather, watch out because Weather Ball can change with that. So, someone in chat might be able to help you with Zygarde, but I can't, I'm afraid. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Okay, Vikavolt and... I actually might go with Charger Bug just because its ability is more helpful than Vikavolt. As weird as that sounds. Oh, Dugtrio, that's a ground type. So if anyone is able to help Lily Foxy, maybe, then, you know, you're welcome to do a Scepter. Oh, Rhydon! Rhydon! And then Dunsparce does have Ice Beam. More like an Ice Beam. So yeah, so maybe... but yeah, Rhydon is, like, perfect. And we could actually have, like, a ground type to use offensively. There is a Jinx to the left, and there was something, like, a rock type or something to the right. Carkol. Jinx and Carkol, I'm just trying to think, though. Because wasn't there also, there was, like, Tyrantrum to the right as well. So do we want to go to the right to get Carkol and Tyrantrum? I'm thinking maybe we might want to do like Carkol and Tyrantrum. If we do accidentally go for the... It's a shame because I need shiny Jinx, but Jinx would also demolish our Dugtrio and our Rhydon. I am not going to be very good here against Carkol. I am very much counting on Dugtrio and Rhydon to carry this battle for me. But yes, Charlie, hi, welcome, welcome. Amelia, you have shiny Gerda from Dynamax Adventures. That's really cool. You got your Nintendo Switch 2 and are re-downloading your games. Ooh, Charlie says. That's cool, congrats. I will be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 in the year 2034 if everything works out okay. Oh, I have Max Quake. Oh, never mind. I might be able to win this battle. Yeah, Zygarde is very, very weak to ice. It's just, but if you have computer players, they're just generally not very good. Like Zygarde is one of those Pokemon where you want to take it on with like human players. That's what Lily Foxy is kind of asking for, I imagine. So yes. Right, high horsepower, more like a high horsepower. Very nice. And then Max Flare. Oh crud! Don't go for. Okay, it's gone for Dunsparce. That's one of the better options. It's a joke about how everything's getting so expensive and how I'm poor. Okay, right, Drillrun. Ooh, nice. Because yeah, I think basically I am just probably not going to be getting a Nintendo Switch 2 this year, sadly. I really hoped I was going to be able to get one for like Christmas and my birthday, but I just don't think that's going to be happening. Just being realistic with like the state of the world and the state of like my life and my career, it's probably just not going to happen, unfortunately. I would kind of need a miracle. So at least the Switch 1 is still affordable. Wait, oh, I think didn't that happen between our week-long gap? And we haven't talked, or had that happened before we sort of started doing only weekends? But yeah, that was wild. That story was wild. I think if we got Tyrantrum, I tell you what, I'm going to switch just because Charger Bug is not really going to be that... We have a very physical team, so like Charger Bug is just not really that useful. But if Sky can get the Tyrantrum when we get there... So we need to go to the right here, okay? We do need to go for the Behemoth. We do need to go for Behemoth and get the berries. But then we can go for the... Oh, now one thing. Behemoth does not have the Levitate ability. It looks like it does physically hover off the ground, but it doesn't have the Levitate ability. It has like Analytic or something else. But it doesn't have Levitate, so we can attack it with ground moves. Tyrantrum would be better for 4th since it's like normal... Yeah, its regular rock move isn't best. Sorry, when you said normal rock move, I thought you... Because I was just sort of reading, I saw normal rock, and I was like, Tyrantrum's not a normal rock type, but you were going to say it's regular rock move. It's like, yes. Yeah, that's the thing. It's got, like, Rock Blast, which is, I don't know, a minimum of 50 power and a maximum of 125. Just a max Rockfall is better. So I agree. So yeah, Dunsparce for Tyrantrum I think would be good. But yeah, so again, I just sort of, just looking at my life and everything, I think like something's going to have to change in my life very soon, and which is a shame and it's sad, but it also means that yeah, I'm probably just not going to be getting the old Nintendo Switch 2 this year. But I still have some Nintendo Switch games that I need to get and want to play, so it's not like the end of the world. But, ooh, special defense down! And look at those ground types hitting. Right, Dark Pulse. Okay, that's okay. It's Mount Dugtrio. I know. Why do I... You're always so quick on that joke, and I always, like, forget to make it. Right, Max Quake. Kadij. And then your special defense rose, excellent. Rock slide, because I imagine I wasn't sure what was going to do better there out of like Maybe I should have gone for overheat because of the special defense down. Yeah, I should have gone for overheat, shouldn't I? My bad. If we don't win this turn because I didn't use an overheat, I thought like, oh well, it's a ghost type, a psychic type, so like physical moves like work better against that, I'm sure. But it's because you spent years playing Pokemon Snap. I played it too. But, like, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I rented. It's really weird. I rented Pokemon Stadium from Blockbuster. Aging myself now. We rented Pokemon Stadium from Blockbuster. I loved it. I cried when we had to like give it back. And then I, like, never got the game, but maybe we just didn't have enough money to. Like, I got Pokemon Snap I got Pokemon... Like, I then got Pokemon Snap instead. But I don't know why I never got, like, Stadium 1. And then I did eventually get Stadium 2. But by that time, I don't know, I then just didn't sort of get as into that game. But I did, like, really get into it. But I think I would have gone heavier on... If I'd have got Stadium 1, I would have got heavier into that than Stadium 2, I think. But... And yeah, so I never had Stadium 1. Like, I didn't even get it, like, eventually or anything. So I only have Stadium 2. Amelia asked a good question. Yeah, and this can be for everyone. What is your first Pokemon game? Yours is Pokemon Y. That's cool. Yeah, so Tyrantrum. There is a scientist, but I don't think we want to do the scientist, I'm afraid. Because we actually do have a good team here, and I don't want to jeopardize that. The amount of times you rented Hey You Pikachu from Blockbuster. Oh, really, Zach? That's fun. Like Kevin, Pokemon Stadium 2, the best minigame collection you've ever... It does have good minigames. The Hitmontop game is like, why have Beyblade not done that? They need to do that. Just copy the Hitmontop game, and you've got a Beyblade game. It's great. But, like, Barrier Ball, the Mr. Mime Barrier Ball is just, like, incredible. Like, that game is so much fun. And then, you know, a couple of the others are good as well. The Chansey one is just, like, funny. The Chansey game is just, like, funny because of the music. But Lily Foxy, yours is Pokemon Red and Blue as your first. Kieran, Ultra Sun. Kevin, yours was technically Pokemon Blue, but really it was Silver where you could actually did gyms. That's like, I have a similar thing. I've sort of told this story before, but I got. In fact, actually, this is an element of the story I often like miss off. I got Pokemon Blue Crystal and Stadium 2 all on the same Christmas. Maybe it was like having so many at the same time, which kind of, I don't know, maybe that had some kind of impact. But a Genshin impact. But like, I got all three of those, and I sort of enjoyed them all, but that's the thing, I kind of basically sort of got, like, stuck on all of them. Like, on the 2 Game Boy games, I got, you know, I did, like, 8 gyms, but then I, like, couldn't beat the Elite Four. In fairness, I didn't really try, but it's one of those things where I had little guides for both games, and I knew I was, like, really underleveled, and that was even with my, like, overleveled starter. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I ain't gonna, like, beat this game. You know, like, I'm not gonna beat this game. I remember for Crystal, I did try, and I lost to Karen. Like, boo, Karens. I remember losing to her. I remember in Pokemon Crystal, it was like the Koga fight. And I had lost my Meganium, and I had like a level 24 Arcanine. That I had a level 24 Arcanine, and I think it was like his Muck, and his Muck had like the teensiest bit of like health left. And I like used my like Arcanine with Flame Wheel, and because Arcanine is fast, it was faster than the Muck. And it hit, and it beat the Muck, and, like, my Arcanine gained 2 levels. Because that's how, like, low it was. It was, like, 20 levels lower, but it beat a thing 20 levels higher than it. Because it was just so fast. So, but, like, I remember beating, you know, Koga or whatever, and then... But I got to Karen, and I like, lost to Karen, and that was, like, the furthest I got. And then... That's the thing, I don't remember ever trying the Elite Four in Blue. I feel like I must have, though, but maybe I just didn't. Maybe I was just like, no, I'm like way too underleveled. But anyway, Anyway, Bark. Kieran, you are paralyzed, so if you would like to try some science, if you'd like to try... Now that we only stream, like, twice a week and you're paralyzed, if you'd like to try some science, you're half dead, you're paralyzed, you know... You're basically a Diglett at this point. Like, only one of the Doug trio is working. So you have full permission to go ahead and get a Pelipper that will be ×4 weak to a Thunderous. And instead of a... Oh! Oh my gosh! Raichu! That's like even better! Lightning Rod! Like, what? That was like the... Wow! That's like literally one of the best sciences we've ever had! The only thing that could have been better is a Rhydon, which, like, we can't get because we already have a Rhydon. Like, that's legit, like, literally one of the best, like, that legit might have been, like, the best Pokemon it could have picked. That is incredible. Okay, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Right, I'm just going to go with Rock Slide. I could go with Fire Spin, but Rock Slide will do more, I'm sure. That was incredible. Okay, that was some good science. Can you imagine? Oh man, that would have, man, that's funny. That's funny. I would just attack it, personally. Light Screen is okay, but I think we can just attack it. It's not, because we have the Raichu, it's just not really going to be able to do a whole lot of damage to us. The only thing we need to kind of be wary of is, like, I guess Raichu is susceptible to Sludge Wave. Ooh, you know. But, like, that's about it, though, really. Rain Dance, more like give me a chance. See, it just wasted a turn. We're going to be changing the weather. We're going to be changing the weather. But yeah, I know Rising Voltage isn't going to do a lot, but... And maybe we need to protect against Sludge. But that's the thing, it basically... If you want to use a Light Screen on... You could use a Light Screen on the next turn if you like, depending on how much health it has left after this. Just in case... Actually, no, we might beat it in, like, one turn. I'll lay the smackdown on it. And then we can use ground moves now. The not sponsor of this stream, Ground News. Right, Discharge. Actually, oh no, but you're powered up now, so your Rising Voltage is going to do more damage. It doesn't affect Rhydon. It's not very effective on... So it's basically just me. Will I get paralyzed? No? Okay. But yeah, so we've got such a good team here. Such a good team. You want to get Switch 2, but you also don't want to spend too much money. Yeah, it's hard. It's just hard, like, you know, the console's like a little bit more expensive than people expected. The console actually isn't too crazy expensive. It's more just when you then add in, like, getting some games on top that then it's like, yeah. Bro wants it to rain. I know! What is with this? But Stars and Sparkles, Sparkles and Stars, Team 1, that was fun! Well done, everyone. We will be asking around for Team 2 in a minute, so if you're interested in playing any more, please stand by and we'll ask that question in a minute. But for now, please just do Stars and Sparkles, Sparkles and Stars. Wish everyone good luck. Good shiny luck. And then we will, and if you haven't already, please click like on the video. It's time for Bo to shame his fans. If I can really call you guys fans. But no, okay, we should have at least 9 likes. We should have at least 9 likes. Could we have like 10? Could we get to 10? But yeah, but anyway, this is the first round over. It is over. Thunderous has been caught. Thunderous has been caught and paid for. Right, Carkol is a no. You can't spell Carkol without KO. That doesn't make sense. But will we get Beheeyem? Oh, it's not shiny. I needed shiny Beheeyem. Will we get the blue Tyrantrum? No, but I do have blue Tyrantrum, so that's okay. The real prize, the real thing that we really, really want, all 4 of us, well, less so Kieran, but Kieran still needs it. The slightly purple Thunderous! No! Dang. But that would have been so good, though. But Carcol's a no, Behemoth's a no, Tyrantium's a no, and Thunderous is a no. Let's just check some... Okay, Careful, Docile, Bashful, and Jolly! Jolly's not bad. But yeah, Careful, Docile, and yeah. I'm going to go for the Behemoth, because I feel like it was the least impactful of all of these. So, the real shiny Pokemon were the friends we made along the way. The Sky, I like it. I like it. Okay, so there we go. Saving your adventure, saved your progress. Welcome back. Would you like us to keep Thunderous record? Yeah, why not? We've only been going for it for a long time. Thunderous, don't go be the new Blacephalon. Oh gosh, please don't. I'm only streaming like twice a week now. I really can't afford to. I need my shiny luck to go up, not down. If I'm going to still get like one shiny legendary a month, I need my shiny luck to, you know, go up a bit. Okay. So I don't need friends. I want shinies so I can better than my friends. I like that, Kevin. Right, okay. So chat, my lovely chat. We still have... Hang on, I will type this out for you all. Stack-a-taka. Stack-a-taka and Kartana. So if you are interested in playing along, is this full odds? No, I have the shiny charm. And basically, again, sorry, Sky, this sounds like I'm being mean to you. I promise I'm not. Most of the people who are here watching these streams and who join in have the shiny charm, except for Sky, who famously doesn't. But Sky had like the most amazing luck during the first couple of months, and then just hasn't had a shiny in forever. So, but anyway, Bark. So could you guys, gals, non-binary pals, if you're interested in Stack-a-taka and or Kartana, could you please say strike in big capital letters and then say I can do, and then let me know who you can do out of Stack-a-taka and Kartana, okay? So if you want to do Stack-a-taka and Kartana, let me know right now. Ready, set, bow. You're going to say strike in big capital letters, so I know that you're interested in playing, and then the number of times you've played, strike 0, strike 1, and then say I can do, and then let me know, okay? So here we go. Sky has said that, so Sky can do Kartana, and then Kieran can do any, and then, oh, Kevin. Okay, so maybe we should aim for the Kartana, unless, like, anyone else, like, can't do Kartana. But we could have... Okay, so if there's anyone else who wants to do a Kartana, now is the time to speak up and be vocal and let me know, okay? Now is not the time to be shy, or to wait 5 minutes and say, oh, I wanted to do this. It's like, well, where were you? I was asking. But okay, so let's have like Sky and Kieran. And then we will take it from here. Otherwise, like, we'll just have to have like a Kieran backup switch or something like that. Or a switch too. Amelia, do you want to do a Kartana? Basically, if you're saying you don't understand, do you want to do a Kartana with us right now? Okay. Yes, okay. So basically, right, okay, so I'm going to add you to the team for this one, okay? But what you need to do, right, so if we're between rounds, like we are right now, because we don't do this, like, when we're in the middle of battling, but when we're just, like, sitting in the lobby, and I'm, like, asking who wants to play, the format we have is what Sky and Kieran did. So if you look at, like, Lumity and Skywatcher, they did this about perfectly. So what I do is I ask, could you please write strike in big capital letters, and then the number of times you have played today. So like strike 0, strike 1. So like if you haven't played at all, you say strike 0. So what you would write is you would say, I nearly knocked over my microphone there. Don't know how that happened. But what you would do is you would say like strike 0, I can do Kartana, like that. Or you would say strike 0, I can do Kartana and Stack-a-taka. Or you would say strike 0, I can do both. or something like that. And basically what that does is by saying strike in big capital letters, that is like... Basically, it's like a very visually distinct way of me just being able to glance over at my chat and see who's just casually chatting and who is expressing interest in playing. So if I like go back and I look at like the messages and stuff, it's like, you know, there's Lily saying, like, Lily says, I have the shiny charm, and then there's a Nightbot message, and then Sky has written strike in big capital letters, so that stands out to me. And then you said you have the shiny charm, and then Kieran says strike, and then Kevin says need to skip this round. So the two things that really pop out to my eyes are seeing strike in big capital letters. Sort of thing. And then, so I kind of, if I'm looking at like 10 different messages on the screen, I can immediately identify which two messages were the people saying, yeah, I can play. So that's why I like having strike at the beginning of the messages in big capital letters. It has to be in capital letters. And then what I do is I ask people to say how many times they've played, so that if someone has played a lot of times, but then someone else has not played so many times, I can give priority to the people who have played less. And then you need to actually say what legendary you can do, because I need to know which, you know, Pokemon to assign you to. Some people, like, for example, Kevin, like, Sky can't do Stack Attacker, but can do Kartana. And Kevin can do Stack Attacker, but can't do Kartana. So it's just very important that I put Sky on the Kartana team and Kevin on the Stack Attacker team, for example. So that's basically the idea. You say strike to express that you're interested in playing. You say the number of times you've played so that I can see who is more sort of deserving. And then you say what Pokemon you can do so that I know which team to assign you to. So hopefully that all makes sense and hopefully that's good. Again, we can walk you through it on the next round or whatever. But, like, yeah, if you want to play... So you're on this team, so this is going to be Skywatcher, Kieran, and Amelia. But yeah, so Amelia, if you want to join in on the next round, what you would do is you would say, like, strike 1, I can do Stack Attacker, is what you would say. Because you would be saying, yes, I'm interested in playing. I have played once so far today, and I can join in on a Stack Attacker. So, right, anyway. That's enough talking. Let's make sure on the YCon we're connected to the internet. We're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. I know it seems really weird, but it's one of those things where once you do it a couple of times, like everyone gets very used to it and is very accustomed to it and sort of feels it makes sense. And it, you know, because yeah, you can very quickly see who's playing, who has played more, or who has played more, who has played less, and then what you can actually do, who you can actually play against. So, right, Kartana is who we said we're doing, didn't we? So, there we go. Okay, so you guys know about Kartana 0810 and then 0234. So it's 0810 0234. 0810 0234. And this is Skywatcher, Kieran, and Amelia. Once you learn it, it becomes second nature. It really does. But it's just one of those things, Amelia, where when we first started doing this, we would sort of say, I would say something like, okay, we're going to do like Thunderous, Kartana, and Stack Attacker. Who's around and who's able to do those, or something like that. And then I would just get all kinds of responses where people would say, I can't, like, they would say, I can't do Kartana and Stack Attacker. Or someone would say, I can do this, or I can do all of them, or... And it would kind of just be mixed in with other things, or it's like, oh, I like shiny Kartana. It's like, are you saying you can do Kartana, or you know? So it would just get like very confusing, and it was just very slow, like looking through the messages. Whereas if I can just see those like two messages, Skywatcher, Kieran, boom, it's in the spreadsheet. Anyway, so fire types are very, very good here. Special attacking fire types. Watch out for its Leaf Blade. I have Charmeleon, so we've like pretty much guaranteed victory here. Frostmoth can use Weather Ball. I always want to give a shout out to Weather Ball, the secret fire move. And yeah. And it resists Leaf Blade, so you know Frostmoth isn't terrible. Oh, okay. We didn't go for Frostmoth until right at the end there. That's confusing. And Weather Ball isn't very good if you're in 4th place, though, is the thing. I was kind of hoping like player 2 or 3 would take it, but that's okay. Hopefully we find a fire type and we can do that. Okay, so let's see. We've got Electric, we've got Dreadnought, Hatterene. Hatterene doesn't have Mystical Fire, does it? Oh, then there's Comphase, Stunfisk, Drakloak. Oh gosh, there's like Science near the top. Oh god, I actually don't know which way to go here. I'm just gonna go for the Raichu because I don't want to go up against a Dreadnought with a Raichu. Maybe we could. Oh, we have a couple of Sciences here, and there is. Maybe we could go for the Mr. Mime so that we can Science, and then maybe we can do the Mr. Mime so we can do Science, and because we're probably quite good against Mr. Mime, right? Like, we've got the Clang and Charmeleon, so, like, they're quite good. So maybe we could do something like get rid of the Maractus because of Science. Yeah, maybe we could get rid of, like, the Maractus for, like, Science reasons. And then depending on what kind of Science we get, we can then look into, like, the Frostmoth, and then just kind of take it from there. No, that's okay, Sky. That's okay. Clang is quite good defensively and is just kind of useful as an ally, so it's not a problem. Again, I should mention Weather Ball more whenever we have like some kind of like just like a, you know, when we have like fire, water, rock, or ice. I should mention like Weather Ball as like an option. You know, so it's like, okay, we're looking out for fire types, fire move users, or Weather Ball. Weather Ball could be useful as well. Like, I should say that, but there's just so many things to remember, though, at times that you kind of forget. Particularly, like, with, like, Thunderous is the one where there's just so many, like, asterisks, like, asterisk 1, like, 2 asterisks, 3 asterisks, like, just a lot of stuff. Right, ooh, special attack down. Very nice. Power Gem, nice. Amelia, you like my Sword and Shield character? Oh, thank you. It is kind of just like the generic one, but with different hair and glasses. Because this is like my second save. This is like my second game, even though it has more play hours than any of my other Nintendo Switch games. I know that doesn't make sense. But basically, Pokemon Sword was my primary game, but then because I went on strike, I started doing the Dynamax Adventures in Shield. And so Shield went from 69 hours, nice, to like over 700. Or we're almost at over 700, I think. Basically, in the next, I don't know, week or two, we'll get past like 700. But yeah, no. Anyway, well done, everyone. That was really nice. A nice job with those struggle bugs. That was very helpful. So, ooh, shiny Rockruff. But are you gonna go for the Dusk Lycanroc? Where you have to, like, save your game at a particular time and then change your Nintendo Switch clock, like, 5 minutes every couple of minutes. Like, you make a sandwich, you play the game for, like, 3 minutes, and then you turn your game off and start over it. Like, reset your clock and then go again. Anyway. Oh, this means Kieran gets to Science as well, actually. So, yeah. So Kieran could do a pointless double swap. But I think otherwise, though... Yeah, so we'll have Kieran go for the Science. Maybe we'll get a fire type or fire user. You tried to look like Champion Leon, but this is the best you can do on your Sword and Shield character. I will have a closer look in a second, because I think I kind of remember what yours looks like, but let's have a look. Oh, we won't be able... Oh, no. Okay, so we'll only be able to do the one Science here, unfortunately. But we could... Okay, we're only going to be able to do the one Science, but nevertheless, this will be fine. Yeah, in like Sword and Shield, you can't like breed a Alolan. If you breed a Alolan Pokemon, they just become regular Pokemon, unless you do like some I think maybe if you like, there's like some kind of like Everstone trick or something, where it's like, oh, if you have the Everstone on a parent, it will preserve its Alolanness. But basically, it doesn't. If you have a Pokemon and it hatches into like a normal version, so like Alolan Raichu breeds into just a regular Pichu, or like a Galarian Wheezing breeds into, or like a Cantonian Wheezing just goes into a regular coughing. There's not like a Galarian coughing, so it yeah, right. Anyway, so here we go. Clang, sorry, is gonna go boog. Oh, Executor. That's like, it's fine, but it's not really better. Yeah, there is like the Everstone passes on the nature. I think there is something with like Everstone or some other item where you can preserve like the Alolan-ness of a Pokemon. But again, it has to be, at least I think. But it has to, but again, I'm talking about, say, like, I'm just trying to think, what's a Pokemon that like has a Galarian form, but is also, something like a Vulpix. If you had like an Alolan Ninetales, I think there is a way to breed an Alolan Ninetales in Galar where you will get an Alolan Vulpix instead of a Cantonian one. But if you just breed an Alolan Ninetales with like no items in Galar, you will get a regular fire-type Vulpix. It's very weird. But you will need to look it up because I can't remember. Because I don't really like breed Pokemon much anymore. Like this was the last game where I did that, but I haven't like actively played this game and bred Pokemon in it for like 3 years now, basically, since like Scarlet and Violet came out. So, but yeah, I'm sure if you just type in like breeding regional Pokemon and maybe like add Bulbapedia, like it will come up. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. But that's the thing, who needs breeding when you have bottle caps and mints and like raid events every month where you get a whole ton of those things? Like exactly. You just think you just don't really need to. If I were like a competitive player, I probably would breed better Pokemon, so I don't need as many of the caps. But yeah, we're in a position where like. But we just have all the bottle caps and stuff. Also, why is this so, like, bright pink, like, around my feet? I swear it's not normally that bright pink around my feet and my legs. I'm sure the lighting was different there. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. Ooh, shiny Rockruff. Very cool. It's a good one. It's a good one. I got shiny Lycanroc, like, a week or so ago, didn't I? Which is pretty cool. But very nice work, everyone. It's mime time. Yeah, I don't think... It's a bit of a shame, because I would have liked to have gotten something better for Amelia. But, doo-doo-doo. The only thing would be is if we decide to pass on Dynamax or something. That would be the only thing I could think here, but but should we just go for Sandslash? Let's not pass on. Let's just go for Sandslash because then Kieran can Dynamax and use Max Overgrowth, and that would be really strong and powerful. I know Sandslash is good against Clang and it's good against Clang and Charmeleon, but Araquanid is good against Charmeleon and Executor. And it's just generally a pain. So, who named the shiny Zacian and Zamazenta Sword Doggo and Shield Doggo? That's funny. I've never actually like named them that, but that's funny though. I like that. It's the Nightbot 22-minute game. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna Fire Pledge. This Sandslash has Leech Life. Yes, it does. That's why you want a Dynamax to have like as much HP as possible and hope that it doesn't use a Max Flutter. Bye, 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 bye. That's it. Whereas Araquanid would have had Stab Bug. and a higher physical attack stat. So that's kind of why I didn't want Araquanid. But yeah. Oh, sorry. To sort of finish answering a very long ago question. Well, actually, no. I think I did finish answering it, but just like yeah, my first Pokemon game. Because I was just thinking, did I properly finish answering that question? Oh no, ×4 super effective. No, that's unfair. That's rude. Almost accidentally used an electric move. No! Right, here's the max overgrowth. But yeah, so I got Blue Crystal and Stadium 2 all on like the same Christmas. And I enjoyed them. But yeah, it wasn't... But that's the thing. It's like... So though those were the first games I played, I didn't like complete them and I kind of gave up on them. And so basically... But like Pokemon Ruby was the first one I got, where I got it and... like enjoyed it and played it and did it all the way through and beat the Elite Four, and like where I really wanted to beat the Elite Four, and I did beat the Elite Four, and I beat them first go, which I was very proud of. And that was a good old story. But yeah, and because basically the thing was, I did my Elite Four run as a practice run to like kind of just see. I just wanted to see like how far I would get. But then I went all the way and I got to the champion and I didn't have enough like potions and stuff like that and revives. I do think that Frostmoth would have been a little bit better because you could have used like max airstream, whereas Sandslash doesn't really. Sandslash is physical and it doesn't really have anything for Kartana. Whereas at least Frostmoth has like a special attack, like we could have used max airstream and that could have been helpful. But if I have a Quick Claw, then maybe I'll attack first and win the fight. Maybe I should have gone with Wise Glasses. Probably should have gone with Wise Glasses. But yeah, but I think we should. I think we should still be okay and win here and stuff. Hopefully. But it's just Sandslash is weak to grass moves, and it is a physical attacker, so just if it Dynamaxes, it's not going to do a whole lot. I don't know whether... Oh, the Leon! Sorry, I'm looking at the Leon now. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Leon's awesome. We love Leon here at Bovio Games. Okay, so here we go, everyone. Let's give it all we've got and hope for the best. Basically, as long as we don't have, like, insanely bad luck, we should be fine here. It's just if we, like, you know, it's just if it, like, targets all the wrong people or whatever. I would just Stomping Tantrum. Solar Beam is just really, really bad, because it's ×4. It's a ×4 not very effective move, and it takes 2 turns. Whereas Stomping Tantrum is, like, neutral at least. Oh, Quick Claw. Okay. I doubt that will be clutch, but it's a Quick Claw. But here we go. Amelia's going big or going home. Let's do this thing. Right, Sandslash. Okay, so here we go. Or should I say here we boo? Right, Stomping Tantrum. Yeah, Kartana has like a really good physical defense, so right, and then okay, it has boosted its attack. I don't love that. I won't lie, I don't love that. Okay, it is getting desperate. Right, Max Flutter, bye 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 bye. That if it does go for any special attacks, that we will be a little bit insured there. That's for certain. But yeah, as long as it's just if it like, well, I think basically we should get the win here. Basically, we should get the win here. And I think we've only died. We've only like lost 1 life, right? So it's not going to KO. Oh, it's not going to KO like 3 of us. But right, Fire Pledge. There's the Quick Claw. Nice. Well done, Team 2. Team 2. But no, here's the thing. I don't think it would have like been able to KO. We still had 3 lives left, but it only would have been able to KO like 2 of us. So I think we would have been okay. And I think like whichever 2 Pokemon that would have theoretically been the survivors would have been able to have done enough damage to get it down. But that could have been clutch. In a different world, that could have been clutch. But we did it. So stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. Get those emojis in. Well done, Team 2. Really nice work. I hope you guys get some shinies. let's do a quick Bo's gonna shame his audience. And say that we should have like, I feel like we should have like a good 12 or 13 likes now. Also, Xander's in 7th, but I suppose Xander said he was busy, so that explains. But wow, I've never seen Xander so low on the like top fans thing. Razak, you are number 1. According to this arbitrary system. Right. Raichu is a no. Mr. Mime is also a no. Sandslash is also a no. But will we get the silver thingied katana? No! Dang. I wanted my silver thingied katana, though. Okay, let's see what we've got. Let's hang on to what we've got. Let's see. So that's like some kind of relaxed or sassy or something. Yeah, sassy. I'm just going to like do calm, naughty, attack up, special defense down, and quirky. I'll go for the Sandslash. Why not? I'll say let's go for the Sandslash. Okay. So chat, my lovely chat. That is round 2 of the 3 rounds of tickets up. So can we see if we have a stack attacker team in waiting? Maybe like a Kieran, Kevin, Amelia, something like that. Let's just quickly. So this is going to be for Stack Attacker. So if you are interested in doing a Stack Attacker with us, could you please follow the following template? Could you please say, strike, in big capital letters, followed by the number of times you have played today. Okay, so strike 0, strike 1, strike 2, and then say, I can do Stack Attacker. Ready, set, bo! And then here we go. But Kaz, hello. Kaz, hello, hello. Oh, ate too many Sour Patch Kids and now your taste buds are gone. Oh, no. Don't ever eat, like, things like Sour Patches, like, too close to bedtime. Like right before you go to bed or whatever. And it's not even for, like, having an upset stomach or something, but it's just if they sort of, like, get stuck on the way down, that's how I, like, developed, like, an acid reflux issue and then a weird digestive thing, and I had like a stomach ache for like 2 weeks, and I wasn't digesting food properly, and it just kind of, and it had on this like basically like one thing of like Sour Patches or trolley or whatever set me off and gave me like problems for like months. So you have to be all right. But okay, let's see what we've got. We've got... Oh, Xander can now play. Okay, well then why don't we have Amelia... oh, and Lily Foxy. Oh, okay. Hang on, so why don't we have... Oh, okay, why don't we have, like, Xander, Amelia, and Lily Foxy with Kevin as a substitute? Zach, that is a good question. Like, ask me that again in a minute, because I'll probably forget. But I will talk about that. Yeah, if you haven't had an update on that, I'll give you an update on it. But yeah, let's have Lily Foxy. Lily Foxy, are you on the spreadsheet? Feel free to let me know your in-game name, just because I don't think you're here. So, but yeah, let me just quickly add you in case you're not here. I'm just going to add you and then... Right, there we go. Okay, so then let's add you, like, here. Doo-doo. Right, so we've got Xander and Lily Foxy and Amelia. Also, Amelia, great job with the strike thing. Again, I know you didn't really like have to do it. Like I had sort of mentally logged the your situation, but I do appreciate it, and it's good. It's good just to like get it in practice for future streams. Okay, so we've got Amelia, Xander, and Lily Foxy. are gonna be the players in this round for Stack Attacker, though Kevin, stand by for the 59-second rule. So just make sure that everyone... So Amelia, I really do appreciate that, and thank you. And again, I know it seems really weird, and again, if you come back for multiple streams, like, I promise you will get to a point where, like, the system will make sense and you'll get used to it, and you'll kind of, like, enjoy having it. But again, I totally get when you're first doing it, like, what the is this? Like, this is nonsense. Anyway, so on the YCOM, please make sure you are connected to the internet. Please make sure you are watching live. For anyone who's not doing that. I think everyone probably is, but you never know. And then we'll say yes, please, to a Dynamax adventure. We will say anything goes, unless you're me. I was like Stack Attacker. And then we will... Lily Foxy, did you say your username? Just so we know who to look out for, because we have had people jump in at the same time as... other people. Right, 0810 02 56. So 0810 02 56. That's the code. This is Amelia, Zanda, and Lily Foxy. And then we'll finish this from here. Okay. Stack Attacker is super duper weak to both ground and fighting, so those are two very important things to look out for. And then it's also very weak to water. If we get like a rain team going, that can be almost as strong. So if you get like a stab rain team going, it's pretty much almost as strong. Glow. Right. And Lily the King. Let me just add that. Okay, I am 99% sure you are not on the spreadsheet. So, so let's just... I'm just going to very quickly add your name to the spreadsheet. So I do apologize. But in the meantime, I just called you Killy the King because you're going to kill this Stack Attacker. But there we go. Lily the King. Do you have the shiny charm? I should probably add that as well, but oh well. I think you said yes earlier, but again, forgive me if I forgot. Okay, so Stack Attacker, yeah, ground, fighting, water, rain teams, all that lovely stuff. Let's do this thing! So Tyrantrum does have superpower, but Hitmonlee has low sweep and close combat, so that's better. Plus superpower, you can only really use it on like the second or third turn. Oh, Cherim with the sunny day strats. Oh, the old Cherim sunny day boosting the attack strats. That can be pretty fun. Or you can even Weather Ball if we end up with a water team. But Cherim's a great support Pokemon. And then I'd say Tyrantrum with superpower is better than Copperaja with body press. Because Copperaja just doesn't really have a good defense stat. You would think Copperaja has some kind of like 100 plus defense stat. I would say Copperaja is still better than anything else here. But Copperaja, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's got to have like a really good HP stat and a really good defense stat. And I think it has a good HP, but its defense is like as good as a Glalie or something like that. Like it's pretty similar to a Glalie defensively, which you would not expect. Right, let's see what we've got. Right, rock and electric. Okay, any water or fighting or... No, okay. I think we probably just take the path of least resistance, to be honest, which is probably... I know I should pick Charger Bug, but we just have a lot of things that are super... We can probably just, like, go all out against this Boldor with, like, super effective moves, like a Flash Cannon, a Superpower... Close combat, sunny day, solar beam. I don't know. I might go with a low sweep on turn 1, but we can 2-turn a Boldor easily. Anyway, big and impressive, but secretly frail and easy to follow. That sounds like Chairman Rose. Kevin, that's a pretty savvy joke right there. If I dare say so. Right, I'm going to max Knuckle. Hopefully this will boost up... Oh, Tyrantrum could just go with Superpower on turn 1, because I have a way to boost you all. To give you a boost. But never mind. Okay. So, Zach, are you still there? Are you still there? Would you like to hear about acid refluxy stomach stuff? Because if you are, I will tell you about it. But yes, but I ate sour sweets like right before bed, but like sort of bedtime, and then I think basically whilst they were still kind of like in my sort of throat and chesty area, they kind of sat there and they didn't like go down all the way. So then basically like the sugars and the acid then just kind of like aggravated my digestive system, and yeah, and I just had I had like a really bad couple of weeks where I just didn't like feel good, and then I sort of settled into a weird sort of constant stomach ache, or just every time I ate food, it just, I don't know, like I just didn't feel good afterwards, like regardless of what it was. I think basically the initial the initial sour sweet thing that I kind of had, then kind of like I think that caused the stomach problem that then kind of stuck around afterwards. Got him. Nice. Okay, so well done everyone. 11 o'clock right now. Yeah, this might be your last one, Amelia. But I do appreciate you staying up late to join us. It's kind of why I do the Saturday ones now, because for people like you, the Saturday streams are a bit nicer, whereas the Sunday ones are... Sunday is more for the Americans, and Saturday is more for, like, everyone. But here we go. Okay, so we don't really... Boldor does have, like, Stomping Tantrum and Body Press, but it's not very good, I would say, so... I honestly think we kind of just keep the team we've got, to be honest. Because Copperaja, here's the thing about Copperaja. Is it a bit rubbish normally in this mode? Not generally, but in this mode. Yes. But it can Dynamax and use Max Knuckle, and it will be really, really good. I think we should probably go for Dracloak here. And then we can just go for like the Persian or whatever the dark type is in the top right-hand corner. I know there is a Backpacker to the left, but I don't really trust it. Although, in fairness, I actually don't really have anything. Because if Cherim Dynamaxes here and uses Max Overgrowth, I know it's not very effective, but, like, do it, because it will still be very powerful. It will still be powerful. Like, particularly on, like, turn 2, when you have the terrain set up and you're using a Max Overgrowth, like, you'll still do a lot of damage. I am the one who will be doing not very effective Blaze Kicks, which is kind of sucky, but anyway, so anyway, Zach, I can't remember where you got to in like the timeline with it all, but basically, so I had an initial weird 2 weeks as a result of the trolley sour sweets thing, but then I had the stomachache for like 7 months or whatever, right? And then, what happened was so this was in like, so I got to like May of last year, so like May 2024. I had a tooth extracted, and that's when I had my tooth taken out, and I'm still missing the gap today. But I had the tooth taken out, and I got given the antibiotics for recovery, and the antibiotics cleared up my stomach issue, right? So then I was like back to normal, and so I then had, I had about like 7 months of good stomach stuff, but then it came back again, like at New Year's, sort of basically at the very beginning of this year, stomach issues came back, and I was like, I'm not going to wait for 7 months. I basically waited like 10 days of like having a weird stomach, and then went to the doctor. I then got more antibiotics, because I said about how antibiotics cleared up before, so I had them. I went through the full course of them. I didn't have I didn't have like a miraculous turnaround like I did the first time, and I was a bit worried, like, oh, is this like not gonna work this time? Because I just really didn't want to like have to like do a whole load of other stuff, you know. I wanted the miracle cure. So I did my antibiotics. I sort of finished them. I sort of felt improved, but not better, if that distinction makes sense. And then I did that signing. I went away for the weekend to do my in-person signing event. And then basically, like, and I did a couple of little things, like, in the run-up to and during that. I won't go into the full story, but then basically after I came back from that, like in the days after that, I then sort of felt normal again. And I've had 1 or 2 times since then where I've felt like a little bit of an imbalance, but then I kind of just eat clean and, you know, I like make sure I eat a certain bit of the. Oh, no, 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 no. No, we don't want the Drat Cloak. Oh, no. No, we didn't want the Drat Cloak. We wanted to keep Copperaja. No. No, we wanted to keep Copperaja because it had a super effective move for the stack attacker. Oh, crud. Okay, that was a bad switch. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Persian, Driftblim. I think. Oh, Absol. If we go to the Absol, there is science. I know before we said about Persian, but that was when I was thinking we had Copperaja. Maybe if we do the Absol, like Absol could be a good Dynamaxer for the like if we switch Dratcloak for Absol, this could be a good switch. Good. Glad the trip was more eventful than one. Yeah, that's the weird thing. During the trip, I still sort of was a bit weird, but I think because I had like different eating for a weekend, and then I did like a couple of other little things. It kind of, yeah, I think it just kind of, I had like a bit of a reset. And then, yeah, I've had a couple of little times where I got a bit worried it would come back. Like when I moved into this new house, I had like in like the week leading up, because basically when I moved into this house, I was supposed to move in on a particular time and day kind of thing, right? But then what happened was we then pushed it back a week kind of thing. Like it was easier if I just moved in like a week later than we had initially planned. But I had like planned out all my food and all my meals for like to be able to move like you know, to move on that earlier day though. We want to use Solar Beam, guys. Oh god, sorry, we don't just want to use Solar Beam. We want to use Sunny Day because that powers up Tyrantrum and Hitmonlee, and then you can use Solar Beam over and over. Like that, like Cherim is like the best support Pokemon, but you have to use Sunny Day. That's like the whole sort of point of Cherim, that it powers up Tyrantrum and Hitmonlee. So you gotta use Sunny Day. You can't just then you can go nuts with Solar Beam, but if you don't use the Sunny Day first, it just really limits us. But okay. So both don't need to be turned off and on. It really did. Yeah, it really did. And so but it's okay. It worked out. It's not a problem. Luckily, Absol didn't like take advantage. But yeah, Cherim's ability boosts the attack stat of Hitmonlee and Tyrantrum if you set up the sun. So that's kind of like a big part of having Cherim. That it like it's more about helping out its teammates than, you know. But the thing is, but then it can use like Solar Beam and Weather Ball as well. So, but anyway, but it all worked out, so it's not a problem. It all worked out. But then, yeah, but like when I moved into this house, for example, I may need to go out and check on something after this round, but we won't worry about it too much. Okay, I also don't like how we don't have a whole load of health here. Maybe we could switch the Dratcloak for the Absol though, as discussed, because Dratcloak doesn't have much health, and if Absol uses Night Slash. If we have Absol use Night Slash and Cherim use Sunny Day, then, like, Absol can boost... I don't think we want to do Science, because I think it's a bit risky. But yeah. But no, you guys are doing great. Good work. We got all 4 lives. And I don't think Stack Attacker will be too dangerous. But yeah, I think if we use like Max Darkness and Sunny Day, it's like Cherim will help out Absol and Hitmonlee and Tyrantrum. And then basically in return, the Max Darkness will then make Solar Beam really, really good on like the next turn. So like we're all kind of like helping each other out basically with this team. I will not be using Close Combat on turn 1 because I think that's just a little risky. But But yeah, so when I moved here, I was supposed to move, say, at like the end of... It was like the end of May, but then I moved at like the beginning of June. But I had sort of planned out all my food and like all my shopping and stuff. So basically, when I got to that like final week of May, I like ran out of food, but then I suddenly needed like an extra week of food. And so I didn't eat very well or in a very balanced way that week. And I worried when I moved in here, I could sort of feel I was a bit like imbalanced, and I was a bit like, oh crud, have I like set myself off again? But then nope, everything all worked out, and I've been good. Again, knock on wood, I've been good ever since, basically. But that's the thing, because I had like 7 months on and then 7 months off, and then I got bad again. It's like, I've been good for like 6 months now, so I just hope in like a month from now I'm not in trouble. Was that a crit? That seemed to do a lot of damage. Maybe that's just the power of Cherim. But seriously, well done, everyone. This is going very well. Right, it's using automize. Is it automize or is it autonomized? I think it is automize, right? I don't know. I didn't read it properly. Right, okay. Ironhead, more like a Judge Dredd. Very nice. Okay, so then everyone attack! And then we should win this, basically. Solar Beam will do a whole bunch of damage now. Between that max darkness and the one-turn solar beams. Lovely. Kaduj, yes. And then max darkness, nice. Very nice. Okay, we're so close. We're like just like close combat. We're just like one close combat away from victory. Yes! I mean, even a low sweep would have done it, to be honest. Team 3, I'm smiling with glee. Well done, everyone. Well done. Seriously, great work. So, we want to catch everything. You don't have to keep them, but always catch them. Ash, catch them. And very well done, Team 3. That was really good. Very nice work. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Zach. Like, yeah, I hadn't really, I haven't, like, talked about it on social media or anything like that. So, yeah, if you didn't really know... But no, but that's the thing, like, just fingers crossed. Like, it has all been okay. I think it kind of happens when... I think it kind of, like, starts to happen if I eat badly and stuff like that now. And then I think there were some other things that... I think when I, like, kind of got it again... without getting... Like, basically, when I had it the second time, when it, like, came back... or there was a time... Actually, no. There was a point, basically... Actually, the other thing about before when I moved, it wasn't just I ate badly, but I also took some aspirin, and I don't think aspirin... I think aspirin is, like, one of the things that makes it bad or kind of kicks it off. So, So, yeah, I sort of had been, like, taking some aspirin, but then I was like, no, I'm not taking this aspirin. That's dumb. And so, yeah. So, I think I've, like, figured out a lot of kind of what helps with it and stuff like that. And so now I'm sort of in a pretty good... I'm in a pretty good place with it. So, right, Boldor is a no. Dracloak is also a no. Absol is not red. But will we get, and please let me get... The slightly golden... No, the golden stack attacker! No! Dang, I wanted stack attacker, though. Right, Boldor, no. Dracloak, no. Absol, no. And stack attacker, no. Oh, there it is! Your gentle Dracloak. We got rash, gentle, quirky, and mild. Quirky and mild, sleep in heavenly... Anyway, no time for that. Absol, we're bringing home the bacon. I'm going to bring home Absol. Why not? Okay. So, at least you know how to handle it. Let's see, I feel like I've got a bit more of a grasp on it, which is good. Like, I think I know the things... I think I know the foods to eat that kind of help keep it at bay. I think I know the foods and things to do if I feel like it might be creeping in. And if it ever, like, really, really came back, then I kind of have those little things to do and try. And then I know that, like, antibiotics can, like, help with it. So, okay. So, chat. We have... Celesteela and Nihilego. We have Kevin, Kieran, and Xander here who have the tickets for those. Could we maybe aim for like a... Could we maybe aim for like a... I'm thinking maybe Celesteela first or something like that. Let's see what we've got actually. Hang on. Let's just check what everyone can do out of Celesteela and Nihilego. So could you guys please let me know? Is anyone interested in a Celesteela and a Nihilego? Actually, I should do it this other way, shouldn't I? If you have the tickets for them, let me know if you have the tickets for them, and then afterwards let me know if you can just do them. So if you have the tickets for them, let me know that. If you don't have the tickets for them, say you don't have the tickets, but then let me know out of Celesteela and Nihilego what you can do, okay? So say strike, the number of times you've played, let me know if you have the tickets for either of them, and then let me know for anything you don't have the ticket for, if you can do that as well, okay? So ready, set, bow, all that stuff. So yeah, Sky is like, I got nothing, I can do both. Lovely. But yeah, let me know. So yeah, Xander does have the Nihilego, Kevin has the Celesteela, Kieran has the Nihilego, and then we'll figure out the rest, but... And we'll just give a chance for anyone else to stake their claim. Otherwise, we will figure out a team with the three of you if there's no one else. But I thought there were other people. Oh, actually, no, wait, no, there's four of you. You're confused at the tickets part. So basically, Amelia, I do apologize. This is the one part of this part of the stream with like how many legendaries I've got and stuff like that. This part of the stream is actually really simple, but it's just really hard to put out loud. When you have the tickets, so you know when you talk to the lady, right, and she says, "Do you want to do a Dynamax adventure?" She will be like, "Do you have, you can like save your Pokemon with her, right?" So I have Thunderous, Kartana, and Stack Attacker. What I'm asking here is, does anyone in the audience have Celesteela or Nihilego? And then, if you do, let me know that. But if you don't, just say, I don't have them as tickets, but I can do them. So that's all I'm asking. So it's like, if you have a ticket for them, like, let me know. But if you don't have a ticket for them, just let me know if you can do them. So I promise that is simple. It's just one of those things where when you're putting it in a template, it's really awkward and clunky and weird. So yeah. So like Kiba, for example, again, Kiba's just done a perfect example. Like Strike 0, I have the ticket for Celesteela, and then but Kiba can also do Nihilego as well. So Kiba could host a Celesteela, but and could join in on someone else's Nihilego. So hopefully that makes sense. So you don't have tickets for them, but you could do them. Okay. I'm thinking though, because Kiba is a strike, I'm thinking maybe we could have like Kiba, Kevin. Maybe we could have like Kiba, Kevin, and Xander, because they are all strike like 0s and 1s and stuff like that. So, and Kiba, if you wanted to host this, that would be fun. Let me just grab you on. Let me just add you to the list of people who are available today. Hey. So Kiba. Kevin, Xander, and then if we do that, and then basically for the next round, we could have, something like Sky, Xander, Kiba, Kieran, something like that. Okay, we'll figure it out. But if that sounds good, but yeah, so Kiba, Kevin, Xander, but yeah, we'll see who's around for Nihilego in 20 minutes, because you never know who's going to join in and how many times people have played and everything. So let's have Kiba give us a code in a second, and then Kevin and Xander can join us, okay? A rare Kevin not hosting Celesteela. But okay. So let's make sure we go on the Wycom. Kiba can help you with a Zygarde, though. If you want to do a Zygarde, Kiba does have an extra account. So Kiba could, if you wanted to do a Zygarde in chat, you are welcome to. Although if you do, there is one other like, oh, can I ask you to do this in chat? I know you've had to get your head around like writing strike in big capital letters. If you do a separate Dynamax adventure in chat, there is one thing I would kindly ask you to do, but we'll get there if we get there. Like if you do a Zygarde, we'll explain it if you do a Zygarde, but we won't explain it now. Right. Kiba has overthrown your Possian of power. Sorry. Again, I don't know why. That's just funny. Right, okay. So Kiba's going to give us a code. So make sure you're on the Ycom. Make sure you talk to the lady. Make sure you say yes, please. Make sure that you say anything goes if you're Xander or Kevin. We'll save the game. And then we'll link the link code on the plus button. And then we shall await a magic number from Kiba. There it is. It's 0809 and then 1822. Did anything exciting happen in the year 1822? Who knows? So, nicely done, nicely coded. But yeah. Oh yeah, so Zach, if you are still there, just like as a summary, but yeah, I'm so relieved and so grateful that like the stomach thing is okay, because I had like a really weird... I don't know, I had like a really weird year health-wise. I mean, I've still got my messed up eye and I've still got my missing tooth that I need to have filled. And neither of those are resolved because I don't have money. But I was so worried about like the stomach thing because that was just so random. And I am the antithesis of a person who should have a stomach thing, is the annoying thing. But so I'm kind of glad that it's sort of resolved, and that I think I kind of sort of know what it was about. So, but yeah. Right, anyway, that is everyone in except me. I'm holding us up. This is Celesteela, who is steel and flying, like a Skarmory. So it's weak to fire and electric, okay? So there we go. Right, anyway. Right, okay. Chansey is just going to be bad because it's bad against Celesteela, and we've learned about just having Chansey as like a general support Pokemon is just a bad idea. I'm going to go with Copperaja, maybe Cradilly. Cradilly's not great though. Cradilly's weak to steel, so right, bit of a Golduck could have been okay because it's like neutral against steel, but again, we'll find. Oh, Electrics, hooray! Why are there two in the same row? Okay, we got Manectric and something else. Remember, Manectric does have Lightning Rod, so it means we won't be able to have any other steels, but it might also be better than Morpeko. Oh, but hang on, no, Hitmonchan has Thunder Punch, so I actually think we should go to the right because we'll have two electric moves if we do that. And then there is Hitmontop who has Intimidate, so I am inclined to go to the right, but we're probably going to accidentally go left. Hey, we went to the right. Okay, nice. And then we do also have Metal Sound on Durant, which could be fun. So... yeah, I wonder if YouTube was following a particular conversation, but there we go. Okay, so, yeah, remember what happened to Chansey in the Nihilego? Yeah, it was basically like everything leading up to it went terribly. Okay. And then by the time we got to the Nihilego, everything was too late. Right, anyway, Bark. So well done, Team 4. Let's do this thing. Go big or go home. Kiba has the power. But here we go. What am I thinking? Abraham Lincoln. I don't know. But yeah, so I am grateful that the stomach thing is kind of like, you know, for the most part, like resolved now, but it just means I do have to just be a little bit wary of the stuff I eat and when I eat it and how I eat it and stuff like that. I really would love to have some of those like trolley sweets again, but everything's just so expensive though. Because I used to get them from the 99-cent store and then it shut down. So now I have to shop at just like the regular grocery store, and it's like, I don't know, they don't really have a whole lot of stuff that cheap. Cheap. So, right. Oh crud! It increased its speed. But that's okay. We can do this. We can do this. Oh, meteor beam. More like a meteor beam. Right. Body press. Okay. Just shop at the 79-cent store. I know, I wish that was real. Where's that shop? Where's that shop? Where is, you know. And it is just hard. I do think this time around we might, you know, let's say in 3.5 years from now, and once, let's just say, a certain policy that rhymes, let's just say it rhymes with schmarifs. If in a few years from now these quote-unquote schmarifs are undone, we might see some prices go down, but I worry that like big businesses will just still just be like, will like price gouge and like use them as an excuse, even when the schmarifs aren't around anymore. I do think that, right. Okay, so Morpeko, who do we switch from Morpeko? Do we have Cradilly or Beheeyem? No, we want Beheeyem, right? Because Morpeko's the only actual, like, pure electric type, so Beheeyem. Crud. Okay. Okay, Kevin, well done for throwing your hat in the ring, because again, I do always want people... But yeah, sorry, we hadn't actually thought through who was going to switch and when, did we? But if we go for Hitmonchan... If Kevin has the Hitmonchan, and then we can either just... I think maybe if we just go for, like, the Chinchino, honestly. I think if we just do, like, the Chinchino, we can beat Chinchino really easily. But yeah, sorry, that I didn't... I didn't really lay out our plan there, so... You got Sableye and Terra raids. Nice! Does it have a good Terra? Oh, Shiny Phalanx, a small shiny guy. That's very cool. Although I am just thinking of a joke from that episode with the 79-cent store. Where, ooh... Do I go with a max... I'm going to go with 1 max Knuckle and then 1 max Steel Spike, okay? That's my plan. Grass Terra. Okay. But yeah, there is like a joke from that episode that like really hasn't dated very well. If I'm thinking of the right episode and I'm thinking of the right moment and I'm thinking of the right character, there is a joke from that episode that, yeah, like hasn't aged well, but... it's like such a small one, but at the time it was just kind of like, I don't know, like, oh, it was like a little finisher to like a trio of jokes, but now it's kind of like, this is not very kind. You wondered if you can win a Chempower Salander. I mean, you probably could. Wouldn't be impossible. Oh, for the love of... Why? That was like the smartest AI ever. It was the episode when they went to Japan. Because I'm thinking... Because isn't that basically where they go to the seminar from the guy who says about how to save money? And it's his joke. Okay, anyway, right. There's the Max Knuckle. More like a Max Shuckle. We've actually done a lot of damage to this guy. I'm impressed. Yes, okay. Okay, so I was thinking of the right episode, and I was thinking of the right moment. I'm not going to say the joke, but yeah. It's not, like, wildly offensive. It's not like the guy says, insert words I can't say. But it's just, like, it's just a not very nice and insensitive thing that you wouldn't say nowadays. I mean, not that anyone ever should have said it, but it definitely would not be a very socially acceptable thing to say today. Simpsons knowledge in the chat sounds every time. I mean, I think it's mainly Kevin and me. But if anyone else knows the Simpsons stuff, does anyone else like the Simpsons or have memories of the Simpsons, or I've seen this Simpsons thing and I found it funny, or this, that. Again, the Simpsons is a weird thing because it's just, I don't know. The thing about the Simpsons is the Simpsons had such a massive, like, cultural stronghold kind of thing. Like, it was just so, like, everyone knew about the Simpsons. So, you know, I still kind of know it a lot because of that, even though I actually haven't seen it in a long time. But still, Kevin, that joke, I like never got, I like didn't ever get that joke because I just didn't like get the reference. Okay, so Cradilly, do, and maybe we'll aim for some berries, do. But yeah, okay. We'll aim for the Minccino, but if the Hitmontop has berries behind it, maybe we'll go for the Hitmontop. I'm just wary of the fact Hitmontop has Intimidate and that it could slow us down. Oh no, berries for the Minccino. We're going for the Minccino and the berries. So there we go. I bring you love. It's trying to bring us love. Break its legs. That's so good. But yes. But yeah, no, the Russia... Okay, so I'm going to share a joke Kevin posted that's like a really clever Simpsons joke. There's like a Japanese movie called Rashomon. And basically it's about a movie... it's a movie about a bunch of people. It's like the same story, but told from different people's perspectives. And so you kind of like, I guess you don't really know which one is true, or you can see, or you know, or maybe there are certain elements where you can be like, okay, I think like this element of the story is true, but that one is just made up because of that person's bias. But it's something about kind of like, but I think basically the movie is about like a story told from different perspectives. So like certain elements of the story will get omitted when some people tell the story, and some elements will be exaggerated when you see the story from someone else's perspective, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. And there's a line where Marge like goes, like, you liked Rashomon, and Homer goes, that's not how I remember it, because again, that's the joke. Like, it's a movie about how people remember things differently. So that's such a clever, small, quick joke. And I like never got it. I thought it was just kind of like Homer being bullshit or whatever. But that's such a clever joke. There are like a lot of jokes that that you don't get. Some just because they're like rude or adult, or because you don't really like actually physically notice them. Like, I never paid much attention to Sneed's feed and seed, and that's all I'm gonna say on that line. But yeah. They're on to us, getting back to SeaWorld. I don't know if there's anything to get about that joke, other than just it's so absurdist and silly that it's great. But yes. So... But anyway. But yeah, but that joke single-handedly kind of makes me want to see Rashomon. But yeah, I think in some ways, like, if any of you know and remember the second in the recent Star Wars trilogy. But why am I struggling to remember the second installment of the film? I feel like it had the word Jedi in it. Last Jedi, there we go. It came back to me. If any of you remember Last Jedi, and if you remember there's like the story of like Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker, and basically you see the same story like 3 different times. Like, there's an initial version Luke tells, and then there's like a version that Kylo Ren tells, and then there's kind of like a final version which is kind of halfway between those 2 stories. Yeah, a lot of the more adult humor went over your head. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. There's like there are a lot of like, say, quite adult, but then there are some things which are just like clever references, or things where, they like make more sense later on. I am... I'm going to use Iron Defense and Body Press. I know that's probably stupid, but... That joke, the joke you just referenced there, Kevin, that's one of the ones I kind of did get because I understood it as a reference to the Porygon things. So, the Pokemon joke in The Simpsons that I missed... for those of you who have seen the Simpsons movie, there was a Pokemon joke in it that I missed because I just didn't hear the line properly. Max Lightning, very, very frightening me. And then basically, if you switch to like Thunderbolt Max Lightning after this, now that we've had that metal sound, like that'll be really good. But Amelia, thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful night. It was brilliant seeing you, and hopefully see you next weekend. Right, Leech Seed, oh crud. But there was a joke in the Simpsons movie. I know I have told this before. Long-time viewers of the channel will probably know the moment I'm talking about. But there's a moment in the Simpsons movie. For those who don't know, just a plot point in the Simpsons movie is like the town becomes like so polluted that they put a giant glass like dome or glass bubble over the entire town to kind of shut it away from the rest of America. So like no one can get in and no one can get out. And so, you know, this is when the glass dome has just been put on the town, and you know the residents of Springfield are, I think, well, probably could have gone with a Thunderfang there, but let's see how this goes. Maybe this will work out really well. Max Lightning, very, very frightening me. This might get the KO. Ooh, okay, that was good. Right, it is getting more desperate, more aggressive. Thunder Punch. Very nice. And then paralyzed. Okay, body press. Come on. No, see, that's how bad Copperage's defenses are. It can't even with like an iron defense body press, it like can't get the KO. Oh, Lily Foxy. You're going to see bad guys too soon. Ooh, have fun. Right, hang on. Okay, even stronger. Okay, but that's fine. We're doing all right. Oh dear, Arceus, no. And so the town are like reacting to having this big new, glass dome encasing their entire town. And you see the news, Kent Brockman on the news, and he's talking about how, disruptive, this glass dome is, and how it's affecting everyone, and how it's even affecting nature. And he goes, normally at this time of year, it's when the swallows come to visit Springfield. Well, I didn't realize he said swallows. I thought he just said swallows. And when I see a bunch of birds fly into the dome, I assumed that it was just because swallows look like real-life swallows or whatever. But yeah, so if you look up, like, Simpsons swallow, you can find a swallow moment. But I thought he said swallows, and then when you proceed to see a bunch of, like, swallows, I thought that it was just a bunch of swallows. But it was swallows. So yeah, I missed that joke. I didn't like hear that he had said a different word. I presumed he was just talking about swallows. And that's just such a random reference. Like, who snuck that joke in there? Who was like, oh, can I put a Pokemon in here? It's like, do they need permission from the Pokemon company? Like, does that just fit under like fair usage? I don't know. Like, it's wild. It's wild. So Morpeko is a more no. Hitmonchan. You can't spell Hitmonchan without no. Chinchino. It's not golden or whatever. Or pink. Pink. No, I believe Chinchino's golden. Minchino is pink, but then Chinchino is golden. Very weird. But will we get the shiny white bamboo Celesteela? No. Dang. I need to have some water, but so, Dash Dingo. That one I knew and understood. I understood that reference. That was sort of quite in your face. But I think the thing with that swallow joke is it's so nonchalant, because it is kind of like a background joke, where you just you're kind of paying attention to like the dome of it all. You're not really thinking about what he's specifically saying, and I don't know. Anyway, Morpeko, so no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, and no sparkles there. Let's check some natures and stuff. Is that like, say it relaxed? Oh, and then that one's let's not be too hasty. And then, oh, timid. There you go. And then also timid, doop doop. But yeah, I am going to go with... I'm going to go with the Hitmonchan. Why not? Why not? Hey, you got the second shiny Rockruff, and it has an intense mark. That's pretty cool. Right, you saved your progress. Oh dear, it looks as though you've run out of space. Do you want to delete anything? My answer is no. So chat, my lovely chat. Let's see. So we've still got a Nihilego. And maybe we could have Kieran host, because then that means Kieran is in a better position for some science. Maybe. But, well, we'll need to see how much everyone's played. But could you guys, gals, non-binary pals, let me know how many times... I know I was thinking of, like, why not? But, yeah, anyway. But yeah, could you let me know if you can do Nihilego? Say strike the number of times you played. Let me know if you can do Nihilego. I know we have both Xander and Kieran for tickets. I feel like we have to let Xander in on this because it's going to be the last, like, Dynamax adventure before Xander's birthday. And Xander normally can't play on a Sunday, so... but we'll see who's around. Maybe it'll be, like... Kieran, Sky, and Xander. Maybe it'll be like Kiba, Sky, and Xander. Maybe it'll be Kiba, Kieran, Xander. We'll figure it out. Because at the minute we have Sky, Kieran, and Xander, but then Kiba's on a strike 1, so I feel like we have to give it to... Kiba. I think we have to have like Xander and Kiba, but then... I think we're going to have to do a Nightbot random selection game. Do either of you two have a preference as to what number you like? Because I was going to just say, like, Sky as 2 and Kieran as 1, because that's the order in which I saw it in my chat. But if you wanted to switch numbers, then now is the time to find out. So, So if Kieran isn't selected, then Xander can host, and if Kieran is selected, Kieran can host. So, but otherwise, I'm going to say number 1 is Skywatcher and number 2 is Kieran. I do apologize. If we had a whole load of people here, I'd be like, oh well, let's just do like 2 Nihilegos. If we had a couple of if other people like said, oh, I can do a Nihilego, I'd be like, oh, well, let's do 2 Nihilegos. Let's have 2 Nihilego teams, and they can, like, both have Xander in. But, okay. So here we go. It's the Nightbot random selection game. If Nightbot selects number 1, it will be Sky. If Nightbot selects number 2, it will be Kieran. And that means Kieran will be hosting. Let's find out. It's 2! It's Kieran! You are hosting! Congratulations! Kieran, you better come up with a good number. Sky, I am so sorry. I always feel very wary of, like, picking that number 2, like, who I select as number 2, but I'm like, but I can't then not do it, because then there's, like, a reverse psychology to it. Like, I do just kind of have to do, okay, I'm going to just do it in order, except if Kevin is there, I'll put Kevin as number 2. Like, that's it, so... But Sky, you can still be the substitute in case anyone is not watching live or not connected or anything like that. But yeah, I'm sorry. If there was like one other person, Sky, I'd be like, oh, well, let's get you, them, and Xander in on like a team 6. Don't play tricks. I tell you what, Sky, if someone else comes along, we could still do that if you like. But we'll see how it goes. Because I don't mind doing one more if there's like enough people to like do it. But if there's just not enough people, if you're like the only person who's kind of missing out, I think that's sort of like, we just have to like call that it, unfortunately. But if, like, you and someone else are missing out, then that's different. So, okay, would you like to anyway... I'm not just saying this so that you stay all the way to the end and then give me extra watch hours. I actually genuinely... I wouldn't mind doing, like, a second Nihilego if, like, you know, if someone comes in chat and is like, oh, hey, how's everyone doing? Is this the last one? And we can be like, no, this is the penultimate one. Okay, so we're going to talk to the nice scientist lady. I'm going to say anything goes. And then Karen's going to give us a code, by which, I mean, he's actually already given us a code. So we've got 84834947. 7. And then that's good. So 84834947 or 84834947. Also, this is taking a second to connect. Did I type it correctly? Oh, that was weird. Why did Xander beep in third after me? That was weird. I presume Xander was in first, but that was just very odd. Rainbow and then Shirador. Okay, Nihilego, super duper mega weak to ground, and then also, but then like steel, water, psychic, all good in the hood. So Magneton is great. Definitely. Nihilego does have some spread moves, so Mienshao's wide guard isn't terrible. I'll just say that. I will just say. Pyukumuku is terrible. For the love of Nelly, let's not pick that. Heatmore could be good as a like, on-the-way Pokemon. I'm just going to go for Flygon, because if I get nothing else, at least I can use Max Quake. But I would like to switch if I could. So let's see what we've got. You're going to go do some drawing anyway. Oh, well, that's fair enough. Okay, so we have a ground type to the right, and then another ground type to the right, and then some kind of rock type, which could also be a ground type. Let's find out. Oh, is that Palisand? Or Dugtrio? No, it's a Dugtrio. Mount Dugtrio! To steal Kevin's joke before he makes it. And then Marowak, that's pretty good. There is a Palapa to the left, but we definitely want the ground types to the right. And then there's a rock type. What's the rock type? I think it's a Lycanroc rock of some kind. I think it's like the Dusk Lycanroc rock, but I couldn't really see. Okay. So the question is, who do we switch? When do we switch? I think maybe... Do we want to get rid of, say, the Heatmore and the Flygon? Do we want to get rid of, like, Heatmore and Flygon? But right, here's the Dugtrio. Coming in live from Pokemon Snap. The game I did get instead of Pokemon Stadium. Again, I don't know why I didn't get Pokemon Stadium. But I guess maybe we just didn't have enough money for, like, enough games, and I just kind of picked one and then forgot about the rest. Right, I'm going to Dragon Claw. You came in like a Dragon Claw. And then there we go. Chat. My lovely chat. I was going to say something, and now I have forgotten. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, there is like a Dialga raid day or something today, but I'm not doing that. I'm here with you guys. I am feeding the stray cats an extra time today, because normally when my roommate's here, we can do it. I don't, you know, we normally just like drive down to do it, but when she's not here, I have to walk. But usually when she goes away, like, I only need to do it like, you know, normally if she's away for like a weekend, it means I only have to walk there one time, but because she's like away for a bit longer this time, it means I have to go feed them a second time today. So yeah. But yeah, right, Max Quake, more like a deep fake. No. Dang. A year ago yesterday, it's really annoying. I keep posting all my pictures at the wrong time. A year ago yesterday was when I got my shiny Kangaskhan. So I had like such a good start to these streams a year ago. Because basically, I like got Mewtwo within the first few days. And then, like, basically in the first week, I got Mewtwo Araquanid and Kangaskhan. Now, I did already have an Araquanid, like, oh, oopsie poopsie, but just call me Erica Harlica, because oopsie daisy. But basically, oh, did anyone watch Erica's husband's, like, new animated short? Retrieving Rhodey, was it called? Forgive me if I got the name wrong. I promise I'm a good friend. But like Erica and Sarah provided voices for it. They did dog barks and stuff. It was very cute. So I'm gonna switch just because I think Dugtrio is better than Marowak. And because Heatmore can use a max overgrowth, so like Heatmore is actually like better to have in the next battle. Like we want to get like Flygon's not very good, whereas like Heatmore is actually pretty nifty. So if we go for the Marowak, we get ground down by a Marowak. Then we should be pretty good here. So how was Mount Dugtrio? Magneton. I don't want to talk about it. Very nice. Oh, did our Dynamax get ruined? Oh. I didn't pay attention. It doesn't matter. If Magneton is our Dynamaxer, it doesn't matter. I still think we want to get rid of Flygon and Heatmore. Like, they're still the two weak links, basically. Magneton is a perfectly fine Pokemon of its own volition. Can't remember other Pokemon. And then Mienshao can use Wide Guard. So, you know, for the Nihilego. So it's all good. It's all fine. It's all dandy. Space dandy. He's a dandy guy in space. So there you go. Kevin, you gotta go. You're wishing Xander a happy birthday. Yes, everyone wishes Xander a happy birthday before you go. And like the video, but mainly the Xander thing. But yeah, we should have, like, I would say, what, like 14 likes or so? I don't know, 13, 14 likes? Maybe 15. So if you haven't liked the video, now would be a great time. Right, here we go. Okay, so Kiba, saving the day. Kiba, he is here to stay. Oh, is anyone getting the Kirby upgrade on their Switch too? I don't know. That's coming out in like a week or so, right? I probably won't. I mean, I don't have a Switch 2, but eventually, maybe someday I might be like, I might go back to it, but I don't know. But it would basically just be like expensive DLC content for me. I wouldn't really care about like replaying the game through on a better frame rate. One of the things they advertised was like an even harder boss rush, and I was like, I didn't finish the base game because it already had like, you know, like a boss rush that I just didn't want to do. I was like, I don't want to do that boss rush. I don't like boss rush. Boss rushes are one of my biggest, I don't like them in gaming, I would say. One of my biggest... How do you guys feel about boss rushes? I do not like boss rushes. The only kind of boss rush... And when I say a boss rush, I mean a rush of, like, bosses that you have already battled before. And where you have, like, a limited health and stuff like that. So I'm not counting the Elite Four. The Elite Four... I'm okay with the Elite Four because I think it's an interesting challenge. Like, normally you're not allowed to kind of, like... You know, normally you're allowed to do a battle and then run away and heal. Whereas I like that the Elite Four is like, no, we're going to make you do this, like, you know, this series of battles where you can't just go to a Pokemon Center. If you want to have potions, fine, but you got to buy them or whatever. I think that's, like, interesting. But when you have a game where you have a bunch of bosses and then you have to go back and do a bunch of the bosses, or like, oh, now you got to do them, but there's, like, a harder version. Like, I just hate that. It relies too much on, like, perfectionism. And, oh, so are you telling me if I'd used the high horsepower 2 times instead of the mud slap that we would have won? Maybe. But yeah, I mean, maybe it depends on, like, the quality of the bosses or, I don't know, whatever, but I just kind of look at them as, like, recycling content or just things where it's kind of like, I've just never enjoyed, like, oh, you got to make sure you do it without losing too much health and stuff like that. You know, it's like, oh, you got to, like, preserve... Because the thing is, when you have to, like, preserve your health, you play more boringly. That's the thing. It's basically... yeah, so Heatmore, nicely done to switch. Dooba, now Heatmore will be ditched. So... My reflexes sucked the first time I fought them. Now to do it all in a row. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, I describe myself as a... Oh, should we do the Lichen Rock? Because there's a backpacker, and because we're quite super effective against rock types, because we're about to go up against a rock type. Skywatcher. I don't know, the only real boss rushes you've done are Pantheons and Hollow Knight. I was about to say Holy Knight. I've still never completed the Pantheon 5, comprised of every boss in the game. I don't mind them as like an optional... If it's like an optional side thing that you can do afterwards, where it's like, oh, you can... face the bosses individually or all together. And I actually don't mind if you have them where, like, you get healed in between and it's just about, say, oh, how quickly can you beat them all or something like that. That's interesting. But when it's about, like, oh, you get 1 health bar, but now you have to fight all the bosses together, I think that's, one, it's kind of like, well, you're already recycling content, so you kind of are, like, you're kind of losing a mark there unless you're doing something The only thing that's kind of interesting is if you, like, are facing the bosses, but you're, like, more powered up, that can be quite fun and interesting. Like, because you're kind of beating them in a different way, but I'm just not really a fan of fighting bosses more than once. Like, you have to do something different with it. And I've sort of said, my biggest thing, I don't like boss rushes, and I don't like when a final boss is a boss that you fought before. So, like... I don't like that basically the final boss of Pokemon Red and Blue is the rival who you've already beaten a whole bunch of times. I don't like... And this even extends to... I love Mario 64. You guys know I love Mario. Mario is my favorite thing. I know I play Pokemon all the time, but that's just because Pokemon's the game where you can play 700 hours, and Mario, you just kind of can't. Or it's not as easy to play 700 hours of Mario. But Mario is my favorite, and I love Mario 64. It is a superb game. And that final Bowser fight is really, really good, but I don't like that basically it's kind of basically just the 2 Bowser fights you've done before. And I love Mario Odyssey, but I wish that they had just left that final Bowser fight to the end, that you didn't fight him halfway through. Because it's so good and it's so fun. But you've already, like, fought it before, so, like, you know what to do. The only thing that kind of saves that battle is that there's a little bit more to do after the Bowser fight, which is some of the best stuff they've ever put in a Mario game. But I don't like when I don't like when a final boss is you're basically fighting something you've already fought before. You've already done it before, because you know you can do it, and it's nothing new. There's no having like a surprise element in there. I think like going into a final boss and like having to work out how to beat them is like a really cool thing, and when it's something you've already done before, it's like, well, then what's the point? I don't know. So, thinking about Kid Icarus Uprising's boss rush, where the modes are just intensity 369. Yes, the same intensity system would be oh, that old thing. So yeah, I just don't really think that's a good video game design philosophy. And yeah, and I don't like boss rushes because it's kind of like... Because basically, yeah, it's about sort of like doing the bosses, but without taking... Because usually the way boss rushes work is it's like, oh, but you don't get to like heal in between or whatever. So it's like... So basically it means you have to play like more cautiously, but playing more cautiously is boring. Oh, the berry! Very nice. When I played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze at Christmas last year, when I played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, unless that was the year before, I hope that was last Christmas. I hope that was last Christmas and not the one before. I'm a bit worried that was maybe like 2 years ago, not 1 year ago now. When I played Tropical Freeze though, I had way more fun on my Switch playthrough than on my Wii U playthrough, because I played on the funky mode. Because on the Wii U they didn't have the funky mode, but I played on the funky mode, not where you play as funky, but just where you have the extra health and stuff like that. But you have like a little bit of extra health. And I had way more fun playing the game with that little bit of extra health because I took more chances. I would say things like, oh, can I make this jump? Let's try. And so I would like take bigger, bolder jumps and stuff because, hey, at least I have a little bit more health. Whereas, yes, the wide guard block. Whereas when you don't have as much health, you're sort of like, oh, I can't risk losing health here. because, you know, I only have a little bit of health. Whereas when you have more health, it's like, I'll try that out. And then you're like, okay, right, now I need to be careful. But at least you took that big jump. And boss rushes are kind of like that. You sort of play the bosses, but like in a more vanilla way, because you're like, I can't get hit at all. I can't lose any health. So, and it's just more stress. It's just sort of more stressful. It's not like, yeah, I don't know. So, I think things like doing the bosses quicker is more interesting than doing them without taking damage. Like, for me, I don't know about you guys, but... Right, well done, everyone. Stars and sparkles, sparkles and stars. So... But it's why I never liked the All-Star mode in Smash Bros, because it is just like a boss rush, basically. And you have the healing, and you have to time out your healing, and it's just stressful. Don't like it. Don't like it. I always liked the idea of All-Star mode, but I never actually enjoyed it. I always preferred Adventure or Classic mode. Wide Guard actually did something. It does on certain Pokemon, and Nihilego is one of them. Right, here we go. Will I get a shiny this weekend? Let's find out. Dugtrio is a Dugtree, no. Marowak is also a no, sadly. Will we get the blue Lycanroc? No, of course not. But will we get the shiny Nihilego? The golden Nihilego, I was meant to say, but no. But yeah, oh well. So, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, no sparkles there, and no sparkles there. It's a shame, a real shame, but what are you going to do? So let's just quickly check. So Calm, Adamant, okay, I'm going for that one. Rash, and Impish. Impish is terrible on a Nihilego. But yeah, I'll go for Marowak. Did anyone get any Xander, please? No. How could Xander not get the first shiny legendary ever? No. Dang. Oh, well. I don't suppose anyone else joined in who was able to do a Nihilego, because otherwise we'll call that it for today, I think. But I am sorry, Sky, that you didn't get to do an extra one. Because I kind of hoped you would, but oh well. So we won't replace any tickets, but that's like, now that I'm only doing two, because I'm only doing like two streams a week now, it does mean that, like, I don't know, mathematically I'm only going to get like just one shiny a month or something like that. Like, not even like one legendary shiny per month, but just one shiny per month. So oh well, yeah, no one got any shinies. So it's time for Bo to shame his fans. And just very quickly check. Xander's up to number 3 now. How the tides can turn. But yeah, we should have like the 15, right? The 15 likes. Maybe we're up to 16. Who knows? But anyway, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I will see you all next week. So on Saturday the 16th. But in the meantime, please have a wonderful week, especially Xander, who Xander's celebrating birthday week. So Xander, thank you so much for everything. I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow. Hopefully, when I wake up tomorrow, the first thing I remember is, oh yeah, hop on Discord and wish Xander a happy birthday. I wouldn't bank on it, but fingers crossed that happens. So well done. Thank you all so much for playing. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go eat some food and take care of some cats, and then take care of some stray cats after that. So yeah, I know it is a shame. I do wish we did just have a few more people, because I would have happily kept going on like the weekdays for a bit longer, but just because we don't have as many people now, it's just a bit silly doing all the weekday streams. You know, it's a shame, because I did like the whole getting one shiny legendary per month thing, particularly if I have, like, say like 3 months to go until my Switch Online subscription runs out. Like, it would have been nice to get the last few shiny legendaries before it runs out, but oh well. So anyway, Bark. Thank you all again. Please take care. Lots and lots of love. Have a wonderful week, not just a wonderful evening, rest of your day. Xander, enjoy your birthday tomorrow. Everyone else, I'll see you in 6 days. Although keep an eye out on the community tab. You never know when I might post something silly or funny. But yeah, so thanks everyone. Take care. See you later. Bye bye.